guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Now many of you would have seen the videos I have just done over the past week or two on star fisheries, and obviously I could not come away without grabbing myself a new fish. So hopefully you guys have seen the previous episodes we've done on star fisheries, and hopefully as many of you as possible are going to be coming to the event on the 30th of September down south in the south of England in Kent. Star Fisheries is having their GSGB open day event. So there's going to be basically a mini open day for Star Fisheries. There's going to be food there, there's going to be a fish auction, there's going to be a fish show, so even you guys at home can enter your fish into the show, and that is actually coming very, very soon. That is actually going to be next month, as I mentioned, on the 30th of September. Completely free to enter, but you do need to register your interest and you do need to sort of book a ticket. Star Fisheries email is going to be down below, so you can just send them an email, say you want to come to the event, they will book you in. Absolutely free of charge, as I mentioned, and it's going to be a great day for us hobbyists all to come together to potentially buy some fish, show some fish, and then just enjoy each other's company. So hopefully I see you there. But back onto the video today. So within this box, I have the brand new fish that is going to be going into the Goldfish Mega tank. Now I cannot wait to show you this fish. So this fish is actually a sort of variety that I haven't actually got yet in the tank. I'm just going to show you it in the bag, and then we're going to acclimate it to its new home. So hopefully you can see this is our brand new Sakura Aranda. So this is a red and white fancy goldfish with some metallic Sakura scales. So I'm just going to get that acclimated into the tank now. We're going to let it sit within the water for around 20 to 30 minutes until those temperatures stabilize. Then we're going to open the bag, release it into its new home, and then get some footage of it.
A few moments later.
So the new Aranda has now been acclimating for around 35 minutes, just been sitting in the bag. Now, previously I've said I would quarantine fish, but as I'm getting these all from the same source, these are all from Star Fisheries, I'm absolutely happy with adding it to the tank. If I do need to treat for anything, I will come on to that in the future, but the fish I've all got so far have been absolutely disease and parasite free, and they've been absolutely fine. So I'm going to add this Aranda as well. Now, obviously, quarantine does have its positives and negatives, but I'm absolutely happy to add this fish. Obviously, I would always advocate quarantine your fish no matter where you get them from, but I was happy in hand selecting this fish myself and choosing it, and the health of the fish looked absolutely great. All of the fish within the tank looked absolutely fine as well, and I couldn't see any problems with any of the fish on my recent visit. So this fish, as you can see, has been double bagged. This is to prevent any holes in one of the bags from causing a leak and releasing all of the pure oxygen within this bag. Now you can actually just pull the bags like this, and then the elastic bands will just fly off, as you can see there. Now I'm not actually acclimating this fish with any of the water within the tank, as the bag could have a little bit of ammonia in it, and the pH could have dropped a little bit in the bag, which means that the ammonia becomes more toxic and can cause damage to the fish. So I'm simply just going to be removing this fish from the bag. If you do have any fish that come through overnight shipping, it's definitely advisable to just remove them straight from the bag and not to let them acclimate in the water or add any water to the bag. But here is the fish. Just going to take it out of the bag. Hopefully it will let me show you on camera just before we release it. So here is the new Sakura Aranda. Absolutely stunning fish. Not a huge fish. I'd still say 5.5 inches. Maybe coming on to 6 inches, but it's got a fantastic body shape. Really, really nice head growth as well. And I just love the Sakura scales that have been littered throughout its body. Really, really nice quality fish. So I'm just going to add this one to the tank, and then we'll let her or him settle in, and then we can get some shots of him or her later on today.
A few moments later.
Now it has actually been 3 days since the new Aranda was added to the Mega tank. I did give her a few more days than I said, but she has settled in really, really well. And I do say she because I have checked her over and she is a female, which is great because I did want another female to add to the crew. We have Aurora, which is a female. We also have Clementine down there, which is a female. And some of these rowdy males do like to chase the females around, so it's nice to have a few more or an additional female in the tank to sort of spread that when they do potentially try to spawn. So let's head over to the other side of the tank where the new fish is, and I can tell you what I've actually decided to name her, or actually a friend named her, and I think the name fits absolutely great. So I'm going to head over to the other side of the tank now and let's check her out. Here she is. Obviously you can see she's not with the sort of rest of the group, but they are coming around now because they do think they're getting fed. But here is the new Aranda, and her name is actually Angel. I thought it was a great name. My friend said she looks a bit like an angel as she sort of floats and waddles about the tank. She has got a really sort of funny swimming pattern to her, and her little pectoral fins at the front sort of flap along, and she is such a cute fish. Definitely the cutest fish in the tank. I'm going to get some close-ups of her and sort of show you what she looks like up close, but I'm loving the Sakura scales, that balance between the white and the red, which is absolutely stunning. And if you are a member of the GSGB, then you would have seen on the latest newsletter, it was actually this fish that featured on it, which I did not expect. So I opened up my iPad, I'd already read through the newsletter, and there was a tab with the newsletter on it, clicked on it, and I was like, oh, that fish looks a bit familiar. And it actually turned out it was Angel, was actually featured on the front cover. I'll just put a little picture on the screen now for you to see if you aren't a member of the GSGB. But I thought that was really funny. I didn't even know, but amazing fish, really, really nice quality. As I mentioned previously, I'm not purchasing any fish with any extreme wen growth because I don't really want to have to go through the wen surgery that Rambo did and that massive infection that Rambo had. And he's just down here, but he's doing really, really well now. But yeah, as I mentioned, don't really want to go through that again. So not buying any fish with extreme wen growth, but Angel has absolutely great wen growth. Really loving the body shape on her as well. It's got that really nice round sort of structure to her, similar to a sort of shogun fish with that rounder body, that tall dorsal fin and real thick sort of peduncle as well. That is it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the Aranda Mega Tank and our new edition Angel. I definitely want to get an Apache Aranda, probably a Kirin Aranda as well. I maybe like a little bit more white in there. Loving the colors on Angel, so maybe a few more whites. I think I'm going to get it up to about 15 fish in here. You may say, wow, 15 fish is a lot, but when you consider this tank is 1,620 litres, that is about 110 litres per fish. So if you've got a 220 litre tank and you're only stocking 2 goldfish, you may sort of put things into a little bit of perspective. And what I'm going to actually do is, once I've got my 15 fish in here, I'm going to monitor the nitrates and phosphates, see how they rise up every week before I do my 50% water change on the weekend, and sort of see if the levels are creeping up too high, or maybe they're staying quite low and I can potentially add a few more fish. But that is my sort of plan for the future. But as I mentioned, that is it for today's video. If you do want to have your tank or setup featured on the channel in our Rate My Tank series or our Tank Tour series, feel free to leave a little comment down below or send me an email, fancygoldfishfanatics@gmail.com. But that is it for today's video. Thank you as always for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.